VSR 10 disassembly. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take out these two screws that hold the stock to the rest of the gun. And you never want to put them back in there too tight, because then if you have to push them too hard, then you'll strip them out and it will not be fun. It's happened to me before. And there's one more up here at the front of the gun. So once you have these screws out, you need to put them in a place where they won't get lost. So right there's where I'm going to put mine. Now you just pull the stock off of the barrel. Okay. Now you can set your stock aside because you won't be needing much more of that. And now what we're going to do is take the outer barrel off. There's this one little screw right here. And you need to take that screw out. Set it down somewhere else, and then you just unscrew it. And there's your outer barrel. Here's your front assembly. And I'm going to give my gun a good cleaning. And I'm going to install a new hop-up button. So now what you want to do is this piece here, get closer, like right over the trigger box. We don't want to see it sideways, we want to see it from the top. This little piece right here, you get a screwdriver or something like that, and it's pretty hard to do, but you have to get it out of there. It's hard to get in, and it's pretty hard to get out too. Okay. Okay, now, it's hard for me to get this piece out because mine hasn't been cleaned in a very long time, and I have upgrades in here, so my trigger assembly and cylinder is a bit messed up. So what I'm going to do is take off my cylinder head. Okay, and now makes everything come loose. Like, here's my piston. Oh, I don't want it upside down. So there's my piston, the spring, and this little piece. After you pull it out, then your spring guide will come out. Actually, maybe it won't. So then, after you get this piece out, your cylinder should just slide out. And if your gun is working right, you won't have to take the cylinder head off and all that. So now, I guess I'll just go over the upgrades that I have right here. Here, get it a little more this way. This is just the stock cylinder, nothing special. And inside of my trigger box, I don't know, where's the lens? If y'all can see it, but I have an Angel Custom Steel upgraded trigger sear. This is the Action Army upgraded steel spring guide, an Action Army M150 spring, and an Action Army polished piston. So, and what I took this whole thing apart for was to clean it, to make my bolt a little smoother pull. So you want to spray some oil on the trigger sear, and to reassemble it, slide the spring guide in, get the spring onto the spring guide. I'm going to oil up my piston real good. And you want to spray oil right here so your gun doesn't jam with the trigger, because this is what the trigger sear hooks onto, so it's important to have it oiled, but not too much, or else it might just go off all of a sudden. So then you put that back in here, and this is a Matrix triple O-ring upgraded steel cylinder head. I got all of my upgrades off of either Amazon or Evike. Okay, and for me, since with this, because this O-ring sticks out, you have to have it kind of loose when you put it back into your gun. And to get the cylinder back in, you have to get like a screwdriver or something. Here, get it close up in here. And if y'all can see the trigger sear, you have to push that down. Then you just slide the cylinder through. And this little O-ring goes in here. It's so your barrel doesn't rip out the threads to your receiver. You put that on there. Tighten your cylinder head back up. You don't want it too tight or else the little O-ring will be messed up. And you want to put this little piece back in, which is the trickiest part of it all. You get that piece back in there. And boom, your gun fires. You don't even have to put it in there all the way. You just want to make sure that it doesn't fall out. So, you know, mine's not really loose. And sometimes it just doesn't want to go in there all the way. But it's not going to break your gun if it's not in there all the way. And now, as you can see, the gun fires again. And if y'all want to see how to test your compression, you put your finger on here. And as you can see, I have perfect air compression inside of the cylinder. And from here, now we're going to talk about the barrel assembly. How to access your hop-up and inner barrel. There's going to be this piece right here with 2 screws in it. And the hop-up is probably one of the most complex parts of the guns beside the trigger box. Take that off, and now you have your hop-up adjuster arm. You want to take that off? OJ, please get from the top, not the side. Sorry if my fat little fingers are in the way. And you take that off, and now, if you have barrel spacers, it'll be hard to get out, but that little space right there, you can just put a screwdriver in it and pull it to you, and it'll just slide right out. Now you can just pull your hop-up and barrel unit right out, and mine came with some barrel spacers already on it. So now, get a little closer. Right here you have your hop-up unit, and these screws, there's one right here, one right here, one right here, are what you need to take out. You should be very careful because this is pretty easy to lose some stuff out of here. Oh, and I forgot, these 2 screws on your adjuster right here, you have to take those out too. And you can pull this part off, but don't lose the screws. Now, this part, sorry guys, I didn't loosen the screws quite enough. You can just pull this part right off. Damn it, didn't loosen the screw good enough. Shit. Wow, it was still very tight in there. Okay, now you lift this part off. I always leave the screws in here. Now you have your internals. This, you don't want to lose this little piece. Get a little closer. Because that is what feeds your BBs. And now you can just lift your barrel up. This is the bucking. Mine has, for some reason, a bunch of oil on it. And this is an Action Armory upgrade bucking. And I think I'm going to put in a maple leaf one because this doesn't lift my .40s quite how I would like them to be lifted. This is a Dangerworks upgrade hop-up arm. Gives you more accuracy because it has the solid bar. So now, just going to put in my new bucking. I used to have an 80-degree maple leaf in bucking in here, but it like died on me somehow. So now I'm using a 75, and hopefully this will last a good amount of time. And these always go in kind of funny. So now, you just put this back on there real carefully. Okay, and as you can see, I messed it up. I'm sorry. I might cut some of these bad parts out. Okay, so that's the full disassembly of the gun except for inside of the trigger box. Maybe we'll do that another time. That's all for this video. Please like and subscribe. And Lewis K was the cameraman for this video. Goodbye.